What's up, guys, girls, and modders? So, I get a lot of comments on YouTube, in a lot of my videos that ask me what geode mods I have, because if it isn't clear from, some of the things on my menu, or some of the buttons on the level screen, I don't have a completely vanilla game. So, if you've ever wondered what a weird button on my screen does, this is the video for you. So, we're just gonna go through these down the line, and it'll be pretty good. I've got 66 mods to get through, so let's just jump into it. So the first mod is Astral Projection by Alphalanius, which is very simple. All it does is when you go up to a level, it will show you at the end here how many stars you'll have if you beat it. So if I were to beat Artificial Ascent, I'd get 10 stars. I'd have 86 stars, which means that right now I must have 76, which is true. You can see that up here. That's all that is. It's very funny. It actually doesn't really work that well on platformer levels. The moons are just kind of hanging out here because there's no progress bar. Next up is Backups by HJ Fod. Now, apparently this makes automatic backups of your save file. I don't know if I've literally ever used this. You know what you should use? The subscribe button, baby! Yeah! Because it's demolished 300k, and now we're setting our sights on 400k. Let's go! Alright, back to mods. I always just, unfortunately, try to go through RobTop's save system, which doesn't really work a lot of the time for me. Do I have this many backups, bro? My game is not responding trying to load these. Okay, here we go. I guess it just loaded all of them just now, because I sure didn't make all these just now. But yeah, I mean, I guess this is kind of neat. I really don't know how much I would see myself using this mod. I guess it would really have to be like, oh my god, I just lost like so much progress. And then like if my game crashed or something. And then even in that case, I'd have to hope that there was a backup made. But that's a mod that I have. Next up is Better Safe. Now this is a mod that I don't engage with a ton, but it is cool. Basically, the safe normally just outputs a list of levels. That looks like this, you know? So you got like the current one up top that is actually only there because I suggested it to RobTop and he took my suggestion, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's just a big list of levels that you can scroll through. But this mod adds a calendar view, which I guess is neat. I guess you can get to the main level through here. You can do that, and it checks off the ones that you've already beaten. So I mean, it's kind of neat. I mean, it's nice for me to know whether or not I've missed like 2 or 3 weeklies or whatever. And it was also good to make sure that I had completed all the event levels in normal and the event version. I haven't done that recently, but I've completed all the event levels when they were actually in the event levels. Next up is Better Edit by HJ Fod. I think that this mod doesn't even really need explanation. Basically, when you go into the editor, it looks very different. The buttons at the bottom are different. Tabs have little icons. These have icons to tell you what you're actually supposed to do. If you go into the color channel menu, it looks like this now, which is very cool. There's a ton of stuff that Better Edit does that I have probably taken for granted. I actually think scroll zooming is a Better Edit thing that actually isn't in the game by default. But yeah, Better Edit is great. I mean, you know, a lot of my videos are me building random things in the editor, so you can imagine I get some mileage out of that one. Next up is Better Info, which has its uses. I think it's a very, very cool level. Although I would say I don't directly interface with it a ton. You'll notice it's actually the BI button over here. So you could see like a bunch of extra little info, like the current feature levels in GD World, the current feature levels in GD Lite, the Hall of Fame, which is no longer a button in 2.2. You can search up levels here and you could just pull up the comments on it. A feature that I love it for is auto submit to leaderboards, which means that if so right now I don't have a leaderboard time in this, of course, but if I go in here, get 3%. Normally, I'd have to click this button again in order to, like, get my percentage on the leaderboard, but it does it automatically. See, 9 seconds ago. That's when I actually exited the level. You don't have to wait until you click on the leaderboard button. It'll just submit it automatically, which is very cool because it means that I can go to a level like my current hardest and see exactly when I beat it. Because if I had just opened this now, you know, it would say that my time time was, you know, 5 seconds ago or whatever, but it says 3 weeks ago, because when I actually beat the level, it automatically submitted my 100%. So it is pretty neat. Also, I have 19% on this level on my alt account, apparently. I don't know why I did that. Next up is Channel Viewer, which is a mod that I actually currently have disabled, but you can see in the preview image up here that all it does is it just puts a little text in the top left that tells you what channel you're on. I've used it before when making 2.2 levels that use a lot of arrow triggers. I used it in my like tower level. I don't remember what the video was called, but it was when I made Going Up, where you just go up back and forth up a tower over and over again. I used it in that video because that used a bajillion arrow triggers. Comment emojis. This is a very cool mod. Very simple, as you could imagine. Let's just go to my comments. I think I've left a comment with emojis recently. Yeah, here we go. During my stream where I played gambling levels and clicker levels, I left comments like this. And yeah, so basically there's a button here and it pulls up an emoji list, and you can type in comments and they appear as emojis. Now, they do just appear as text for other people, but if people have the mod, then they'll see it. And this mod is also cool because I'm an emoji, and that's neat. I've always wanted to be an emoji. Next is custom keybinds, which is pretty self-explanatory. You're in the mod page, you go down here, you can edit your keybinds. It's useful when whenever I'm in GD events, because you can unbind like keys like restart and full restart level. That way I don't accidentally restart the level and eliminate myself. After this, I just hit R on accident. Well, GG everybody. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Death Replay. Death Replay is a very silly mod that basically keeps track of all of your deaths, and it'll replay them when you pass that part of the level. So let me just, I'll turn on show deaths, and so let's just go into, let's go into Allegiance, and I'll just do this in no clip. So as I pass through this level, every place that I've died, you'll see X's. So there's, you know, you can see a bunch of X's appearing at places that I've died a handful of times while playing this level. So it's a pretty cool mod. You can turn off the deaths actually showing. That way the mod just kind of records deaths in the background. I like to do that while I play extremes, and then when I actually beat the extreme, I go back through with Death Replay on now, and I see all of the deaths. I actually did that with my current hardest. I uploaded a video on my Clips channel of me just going through this level with my Death Replay on, and you can see all of the many places that I died while playing this. The unfortunate thing about it is not retroactive, so if you install the mod now, you're not going to see any deaths on levels you've played before. But you know what? That's just your motivation to install the mod now and then start playing more levels. Like I said, if you get annoyed by the particles, that's fine, any normal person would. You can just go in here, go into the settings, and just turn off show deaths and show particles. Now the deaths won't actually appear, but they are still being kept track of, so it's very good. Also, there's an update available for a mod, literally while I'm making this video. That's awesome. And next up is Discord Rich Presence. Very simple. It just has rich presence on Discord for GD. So if I'm playing a level, or I'm viewing the page for a level, then there'll be a thing on my Discord account. There'll be a big rich presence block underneath my account that that says what I'm doing. And it works for being in the editor, or playing a level, or viewing a level, or viewing a menu. It works for like everything, which is very cool. Edit attempts. This is a very simple mod. You know, say I want to play a level that I haven't played in a bunch of years and I've forgotten all of it, but I don't want my old attempts that are completely meaningless bogging me down. For example, I just played one extra attempt on Shutdown because I was showing off one of the things, which is useless. I can click this pencil, type 1, and I can hit this minus, and it'll subtract 1. So now I have 3, 4, 4, 5. I could click 0, and I could set it. Now I have 0 attempts. Set it back to 3, 4, 4, 5. I have it back. I could add 10 attempts with the plus. 3, 4, 5, 5, and we could subtract the 10. So it's not super useful, like literally, but it's just nice for like, you know, fixing little errors and random things sometimes. Enter search. Super simple mod. I don't know why this isn't in the base game yet. Right now, if you want to search for anything, you have to click one of these two buttons, right? You have to move your mouse over and click it. So if I wanted to search for low death, I'd have to move my mouse over and click the button. But with this mod, I can just hit enter, and it works. I don't know why this isn't in the main game yet, because it doesn't seem like it'd be that hard to implement. GDDP mod. So the GDDP is like it's like a website and like a system set up to try and help you get into demons and ease into them easier. So Here's the button for it with this horrific demon face on it. And you can see that the first tier is called Beginner, and it's full of a bajillion easy demons. Bronze, easy demons, and then, you know, they gradually get harder over time. And, you know, it's called Demon Progression because you're meant to start from the bottom, and, you know, you have to complete X amount of demons in each tier to advance to the next tier. And, you know, the idea is that by the time you complete a tier, you should be ready to start playing levels in the next tier. I didn't use this to get where I am now. I wanted to do a video on the GDDP a while ago, but I just never got around to it because I thought it was boring. But maybe I could do something like that in the future. But I don't really use this mod much. I only installed it like a couple days ago because I wanted to look at what tier of things I've completed. But I mean, it is a cool mod. GD Share, this is a cool mod, very goated. Basically, instead of having to like upload an unlisted level and give someone the ID for them to copy it or whatever, all you do is you click this button and it pops up a thing to enter a file name, and you can basically just save the level as a file on your computer, and then it says it exported the level, and then when you're on this page, you can click this button, and you can load that level, and it appears at the top. So it's a very cool mod. Globed, this goes without saying, it's just multiplayer. You click this button down here, you can connect to a server, and you can play with other people. You can click this list to see what the most popular level is, you can click the settings down here, you know, mess with your player opacity. There's even settings profiles now, and it even has voice chat. No one's using voice chat in this level, thank God, but it has voice chat, so very, very cool mod. I'm so glad that it exists. Godlike Faces, so this is a neat mod. It's purely cosmetic, but basically, Rob.Tech previewed some concept art for different versions of the difficulty faces when they have a mythic rating on Twitter a while back, before 2.2 came out, but they're not actually in the game. This mod basically just re-adds them. So you can see the easy mythic face here looks crazy, the insane hard demon, easy demon, the extreme demon one looks incredible. It's a super cool mod. I mean, I know I don't see it very often because mythic levels don't get rated super often, but I really think these faces should have been implemented into the main game, and I'm sad that they aren't. Gold user coins. This one's very, very simple. All it does is when you put a user coin down in a level, it looks like a gold coin. It even has gold particles. I get a lot of comments about this one in particular whenever I'm building levels and I put a coin down because people are like, how do you have official level coins? They're not. It's basically like a texture pack for coins. It just makes the user coins look like official coins. Golden Best. This is another one that is useful for me when I play extremes. Basically, whenever you get further on a level than you've ever been before, you know, you're getting a new best, as the cool kids would say. The percentage on the progress bar up top will turn gold to indicate that you're getting far. So yeah, it's pretty neat. It almost makes me a little bit more nervous when I'm playing extremes because if I notice it. But I do think it is a cool addition, and you know, I like being able to go back through my extremes and seeing, you know, it's basically a marker of what your previous best was, you know. You know, if the gold percentage goes off at 24%, then it means that your furthest death before this was 24%. Hide ID, basically it is just like if you upload a level unlisted or something, the ID starts off hidden and you gotta shift to reveal it. It's useful for me whenever I make videos, there's a lot of times where I'll upload unlisted or early versions of the levels so I don't lose my progress on them, and you know, now you can't go and go find them. Hide controller UI. This is a mod that is good because it basically just removes the controller glyphs from the game, even if you have one plugged in, while also letting the controller keep working. Sometimes I just have a controller plugged in because I play other games, and the controller buttons are really annoying. Icon save, the GOAT. Basically just icon kits. There's a folder here where you can pick icons and you can switch between them, and you can also go to another person's account and there's this copy button and it just saves their icons to the icon kit. So it's very good. So you can swap between them, and now I look like Vortrox, and I can swap back, and we're so back. So it's very cool mod. Very useful. I like it. Improved group view. So this one, basically, if you have a level where you select objects where combined they have more than 20 groups, normally it would just show like the first 20 groups here, and that's it. But with this mod, you can scroll through literally every group. So normally, this would show, you know, the first like 10 groups only. It would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's it. You know, it wouldn't show every single group. and you'd have to like find all the objects like one by one. But here, we can literally scroll through every single group because, you know, we have every object selected. So it's neat. You know, I don't really think about the fact that it's there very often, but it's neat. Improved song browser. So I don't think it's a hot take to say that the song browser in GD isn't good. Right now, you can only like type by ID, and the saved folder usually just like shows like every song in like a random order, or it's like the most recent songs you've downloaded. But now we can search. So we can search for songs, or we can click on here. So here they're sorted by, I think, most recently downloaded or something. Here we can sort by alphabetical, or we can sort by artist alphabetically, or we can even sort by chronologic ID. And this search is great too because it also, yeah, here. If you go to the pencil tab, which sorts by artist chronologically, then you can search for, you know, all the songs by a specific artist. So it's very, very neat. Jesus is a very silly mod. I don't have it enabled right now. It's literally just if you get too close to a spike, Jesus flashes on your screen. It's very silly, but I don't have it on right now. Jukebox. This is a neat mod. I've actually haven't used it yet. I just installed it because I realized that it actually could be pretty useful. Basically, you find a level that uses a nong, right? Like here, Gunslinger Corridor uses Stereo Madness. Obviously, Stereo Madness isn't actually the song for this level. You can click this little record icon, and it pulls various nongs from the GD Song File Hub, which is very neat. So I can download this, and I can pick which one I want to use. I can switch between Stereo Madness and this. So I can choose between having the song that this level's not meant for, or the one that it is meant to be used for. So it's neat. It's neat when you have nongs that need to be unnonged. Lengthen editor. This is very funny story mod. This mod exists specifically because of my long layout. I'd have to keep pausing and looking at how long it is because people just kept asking how long it was. Alphalanius reached out to me on Discord, or maybe I reached out to him. I don't remember, but we were talking, and I was like, "Is it possible to make a mod that just constantly updates with how long a level is in the editor?" And he was like, yeah, and they did it very quickly, and now it's up here in this nice little GUI, and it dynamically updates. So if I put a block down over here, it switches to 30 seconds, 28, 32, 31, and it's very neat. I kind of just have it on at all times because this length text isn't really that like obtrusive. So yeah, it's very cool, and the unfortunate part is that people will still ask how long the level is. Level info and pause menu, very simple. It just adds an I button in the bottom corner, and it'll show you what the info for the level is. Level pronouns. I get comments about this one pretty often as well. It just gives every level pronouns. And they're actually not random. I don't remember what it is, but I know that the developer of this mod, at one point, I'm pretty sure they told me the formula that is used to detect this. But yeah, it's based on the level's ID. The level's ID goes through some sort of a formula, and that's how it gets its pronoun. And there's even an option to turn neopronouns on or off, so it's pretty funny. Level thumbnails. This is a cool mod. Basic level thumbnails is the mod that puts these little images next to all the levels. You could, so you know, if there's a level that doesn't have a thumbnail ready, you can take a picture of it, submit it in the Discord, and if it's a good enough picture, then it'll be on here. I am the proud owner of the thumbnail for Allegiance. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that beautiful boy. There's actually also a setting you can turn on in this mod to make the level background be the image. I personally don't like this. I think it looks weird, and depending on the level, it can be kind of too visually noisy, but I mean, it's neat. It's nice to have the option, but yeah, it's not, I don't do it. Light add chests. This just adds a button down here where you can get all the free GD Light icons without having to watch ads because it's the full version. I've already done all of it, so I just got some dialogue from scratch because I've already gotten all of them. Mega Hack. I mean, classic. Mega Hack used to be like a standalone thing. I think it actually still is a standalone thing, but it also has a geode version. It installs, it puts this button down here, and you can log in or log out, and then you can install it straight through here in GD. Very cool. I am a proud owner of Mega Hack. I bought Mega Hack like a bunch of years ago. I have the mod. It is a paid mod, so Mega Hack is what gets installed. Mega Hack Installer is the mod that you install. Misc bug fixes. I've never really thought about This mod, because it's just a bunch of bug fixes, but I mean, these bug fixes seem pretty nice. Fixes like the 12 days left, like timer bug, wave trail teleporting, fixing lag, broken usernames. It's, you know, I mean, who doesn't want general bug fixes, you know? Non-list-worthy integration. So the non-list-worthy spreadsheet is, it's a spreadsheet on Google Sheets of every extreme demon that is not on the demon list. So everything that isn't top 150. And all it does is, okay, here we go. I don't know why it doesn't work for some of them, but like we have this beginner text because Cataclysm is a beginner extreme and you can click on it. Cataclysm, this is like the enjoyment rating, beginner tier, what things it challenges, and this is like, you know, it's a little description of the level. I don't know why the tiers don't all work. I know low death used to work because it was in the remorseless tier. Some of the higher tiers, it looks like they just don't really have information for some reason. I don't know, that's kind of weird. Pathfinder, I mean, you know, I made a video about this. This is, you know, the pathfinding bot. That video actually did very well. But it's the pathfinding bot that tries to find its way through levels, tries to generate a pathway through them. It's kind of buggy right now, and it only supports up through 1.7 levels, and even 1.7 levels don't work sometimes. I mean, it's very neat. I mean, if you want more information on this, watch my video where I exclusively used it. Percentage toggle. Now, this is another mod that I get comments about pretty frequently. Whenever I go into like a level and I want to build a level, I get a lot of comments that are like, what's this 2.1 checkbox? Basically, if I go into a level like Dash, for example, in 2.2, the percentage of a level is calculated based on level time, how long it takes to beat it. So you can see that the percentage is constantly increasing. But if I turn on the 2.1 percentage toggle, it forces the game to calculate percentage based on how far into the level you are, and it uses distance. So you'll see when I go to the spider part here, because I go up and then down and then back to the left, the percentage will freeze and then it'll go backwards a little bit. You know? So it uses the old way of determining percentage, where the 0% is the first block in the level, and 100% is just the last block in the level. Yeah, and then it's gonna, you know, it's going, and then it's gonna stop, it's gonna freeze, and then it's gonna go backwards, because we're going further to the left. So that's what it does. This mod basically just forces 2.1 percentage calculation, and I use it when I'm playing 2.1 levels that were just updated in 2.2 because there's no point in having the percentage be broken. Page 4, profile rankings. This mod just changes up how rankings look on your account. So instead of just having a little trophy with a position, it'll say what the position is. It adds support for other types of leaderboards. So we got creator leaderboard, we've got demon ranking, platformer ranking. So overall, it's a very cool mod. It looks kind of weird for me because I only have the one thing. I don't have any other leaderboard positions, but I mean, it's still cool. Quick search backgrounds. This is a super like aesthetic mod. All it does is it just makes it so these buttons all have little backgrounds. So the most downloaded level is a little download icon, likes, thumbs up, sent, mod icon, trending, followed, friends. It's just, you know, just adds a little bit of zhizh to the menu backgrounds. Reference image. This is a mod that is useful when you want to put art in GD levels. It adds this image button to the bottom of your screen. So what you have to do is you put down a reference object like this block, click the image button, and then you can import an image from your desktop or whatever, and it'll put it in. So yeah, it's good because then you can scale up. You can scale up the object, move it around, and you can move it wherever you want. And then if you so desired, you could bust out other objects and start trying to, you know, trace over it. You know, so it's a neat mod. I've only used it like once or twice, but I mean, it's cool still. Save retry. This is a mod that in theory is really good, but it has never really helped me out much. Basically, when you try to save your data, you'll notice it says attempt 1, and if it fails to save your data, it'll just immediately retry. Oh, well, it's not going to retry for me because my save file actually is over the accepted file size right now. So let me delete some of my levels. Let's see if we can save now. Oh, okay, well, bad example. But if it had failed, then it would have just instantly tried again, and it'll just try again until it works. I've heard, though, that the mod can sometimes make your save file ever so slightly larger or cause issues when trying to save that makes the server more likely to reject it. I don't know. I'm just glad that that apparently worked, so. Separate dual icons, very simple mod. It just lets you pick two icons for your duel. There we go. So you'll see that I've got separate dual icons here. And it's very cool. Purely cosmetic, but it's neat. Show audio assets. So this mod, basically, yeah, it shows all the audio assets for a level in the editor. So if I find, like... I actually don't know where you see it in the editor. I always thought that this mod was what let you hit this I button here and see all the audio assets. But maybe not. I don't know. I actually don't know what this mod does then. Maybe trail fix, very simple. It just fixes the wave trail from being buggy, because sometimes it is. Trash can. I mean, I just used this mod to delete some levels. Basically, you can select a bunch of levels. You can hit this button to move them to the trash, and then you can click this trash can, and you can either actually delete them, or you can restore them. So it's neat. XDbot. This is just one of the many bots out there that exist for doing showcases and stuff. I really only installed this so I could use the Pathfinder. I don't really ever use bots like this other than that. XXLify, this is a very silly mod, which basically have XL here, 2 minutes 0 seconds, 2 minutes 28 seconds, but then if we find a level that's a little bit longer, oh, here we go. Yeah. So this level is a little bit longer, so we got XXL, and then if we find Eon, Eon is XXXXXL. And then if we find a level that's even longer, well, then we have this. This is the level that I made a long time ago. We got XXXXXXXXXL. I thought this mod used to cap out at like 6 X's, and it would just put a plus, and it would make the text red, but I guess not. I guess it just keeps going. But yeah, it's a silly mod. Oh, and that is actually it, because all of the other mods I have are outdated. Oh, look at that. Improved group view just got an update. 41 minutes ago. Awesome. Well, yeah, I guess that's that then. That is all of the mods that I have. There's tons more that I don't, but yeah, very, very cool. And I hope that answers all of your guys' questions that you've ever had about my mods. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys did enjoy that. Special thank you to all the channel members, including Gatto, Invdu, Gabriel555 Ghosty, Kingdom of Pandia, Artificial the Blessed Potato, and Pixifer. Thank you guys very much for all the support. It means the absolute world to me. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me yap about my Geode mods. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video.
Thank you.